Hey everybody, so I am at Thomas Leonard Shelter, just stopped for lunch. It is the 22nd of August. Yeah, August. Wow, I'm remembering, not remembering months now, let alone days of the week. Um, Day 95. We just got out of Great Barrington, Massachusetts. So I think the last video was Delaware Water Gap. Anyway, we have officially checked off 10 states. So we got through Pennsylvania, Delaware Water Gap, New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, and now we're in Massachusetts. Going to be in Vermont on Sunday. I got a lot of video clips, so I'm going to try and keep this pretty short. There is a Camp Cooking with College segment that we recorded, and I'm excited to bring that to you guys so you can see what a ramen bomb is. So the trail finally, so I'm going to just do this from Delaware Water Gap. Trail finally got better in New Jersey, but it wasn't like back to normal, as I would call it. The rocks that were breaking our ankles lasted until about High Point State Park in New Jersey. It's the highest point in New Jersey. And then after that, it completely cleared up. But then we got back to climbing mountains again in New York, and that was very surprising that we weren't able to keep our 3-mile-per-hour pace that we were used to in a lot of Virginia and definitely Maryland and Pennsylvania. We're climbing mountains again, and it feels good, but it's slowing us down, and we're not making. There's a few days where we didn't make the mileage that we wanted to. Overall, we're about 2.5 days ahead of schedule. If we keep our current pace, we would finish on the 21st of September, but we don't have any notion that that's going to actually happen. We figure we're going to have to slow down in the whites. We have heard that they're blown out of proportion, and that southern Maine is what you really have to worry about. So we're getting ready for that and getting ready for the cold weather. The days are definitely getting shorter, and the temperature is getting colder in the morning and overnight. I'm having my cold weather stuff sent to Killington, and then I've got new shoes and a new water bag being sent there. Oh yeah, my Catadine water bag broke again, so that's the second water bladder that's just completely failed on me. I'm using Dirty Dan Sawyer and a smart water bottle to make it to Killington, where I'll get be able to use my Catadine again. Other than that, things are going pretty good. I've been in a real crappy mood ever since Harper's Ferry and been a real negative influence on camp. So I've been working on that. I think I've turned a corner, but kind of like talked to the guys about it and apologize because it was really bringing everything down. But part of that was because I broke one of my trekking poles, and I've got a replacement here that someone just left at a shelter, so I decided to take and make my own. Trying to think if there's anything else worth mentioning. Got a picture of from Bear Mountain towards New York City. We could kind of see one building, but it's not really going to show up in that photo in the video probably. And then that's... Oh, one thing that yesterday we saw some trees that are starting to change color for the fall. So really looking forward to that. One interesting thing that I found one thing that I found interesting about New York and New York and parts of Connecticut was how high the canopy was, and it made the forest feel a lot more wide open, like you're walking through a field of trees as opposed to a forest, if that makes any sense. And then, one of the cool places we got to stay. So we stayed at a bunch of cool places along the way. New York and New Jersey, there was a deli run, and we were able to go to a deli for either lunch or dinner every day, basically through both of those states. We got... What the hell is this? We also stayed at a deli one night. Rained pretty hard that night, but we were all in our tents by the time that started. stayed at a Franciscan monastery, and a drive-in movie theater. They let us set up on a berm behind all the screens, and then gave us free flashlights and radios so that we could like enjoy the show and like have a good time. But other than that, things are going up. My morale's going up. College has some blisters. His morale's kind of low. And then I think everyone else is doing all right. We definitely needed to stay in town last night. We had gone basically 2 weeks since Delaware Water Gap, and all of us were kind of worn a little thin without taking showers or doing laundry or just kind of like refreshing properly. But other than that, all is good, and we are on our way to Katahdin by the 28th of September. I would imagine it will probably finish the 25th or 26th. That's what I would guess, based on how we've been going. But we'll see. Enjoy the video, enjoy camp cooking with college, and see you guys down the trail. I didn't think a panorama really did this justice. Not as high as down south. They'll start getting bigger once we get to New Hampshire and Vermont. The New Jersey Boardwalk. We'll be crossing into New York today. We are at the state line. Now I'm in New York. West Virginia, Maryland, Pennsylvania, and now there's a family of turkey right there. This is very early on the 16th of August, I think. Yeah, 6:40 in the morning. I've been up for an hour. Everyone else is still sleeping, so they missed the family of turkeys. Alright, so while everyone's sleeping, I think I can get away with this. We are stealth camping right now. There's 2 water towers here. We're in a state park in New York, and there's like no water anywhere. So the last shelter didn't have water. We went a mile forward and found by that tree over there some gallon jugs of water, and then there's like a beach area a quarter mile down the road, so we went and got water there and brought it back. So we've got 2 bags hanging from the tree instead of just hanging their food. 2 food bags over here. Mine was up there too. And then our tent area is back here. So we're off the trail a little bit on this side trail. We're not really supposed to be camping here, but like it's the only option we had. So like we just all set up our tents. Usually we try to find a fire ring. We happened to find one today. We didn't think we would. But yeah, that's basically it. Our campsites. So we are in a zoo right now. I haven't seen any animals, it's kind of disappointing. But the trail goes right through the zoo. So we are about to cross the Hudson River. This represents the lowest point in the trail, elevation of 120 feet. And I'm gonna put my phone away before I get to the bridge, because I don't want it to fall in the water. All right, ladies and gentlemen, now for the long-awaited segment on the channel, Cooking with College. We have our friend and associate, Mr. College here, who is the ramen bomb master and will be taking us through the steps of a hiker treat that he has been making since Damascus. So, a month and a half, maybe close to two months?
Something like that. Been making this for about 1,000 miles. Half of water, freshly filtered. It's ice cold. We are at a shelter with a good water source. And we're gonna get this boiling. I need a lighter though. You got a light? Thanks though. So we'll rip the stove. Bam, bam. Alright. So while that's boiling, we're gonna do a little prep work. Get our nice Ziploc bag we're gonna eat it out of. Crush up your ramen first. We're using a little beef ramen, Maruchan brand. The good stuff.
It's fire.
Break it up a bit just so it cooks a little quicker. Get very impatient out here when I'm about to eat. So we're gonna empty in here. Take out your packet flavoring. And you're gonna tear along this line. And, oh, I botched it. Alright. Got our flavor good to go. So now we got the ramen just waiting to be boiled. Put this aside. Other ingredients for the ramen bomb. Spam single classic. Stuff is great. 230 calories. Tons of sodium in these. And pretty much everything you want in a backpacking meal. So I like to break it up a little bit like this. Makes it.
How many calories does that add?
So this adds 230 calories, and the ramen is 380. Ramen also has a ton of sodium, but I sweat a lot, so got to replenish all of that sodium.
It's electrolytes.
Oh yeah, baby. So we'll just get this ready to go. And for the final ingredient, we have some Idahoan loaded baked mashed potatoes made with 100% real Idaho potatoes. And this is the binding ingredient for the ramen bomb. So I'm gonna get this open and ready to go. So once our water's boiled, we can keep going in.
Swish is doing some weird stuff over there.
Cut. Alright, so water's boiling, so we're gonna turn this off here. Oh, that's steamy. Use this so we don't get burned. And we're just gonna give this a nice easy pour into the bag of ramen. I have burned myself doing this before, so be careful.
And the order is important, right?
The order is very important. So I always add the water to the ramen first, give it a nice little stir, get it cooking up. Closer, and I'll usually use some to prop it up so it doesn't flop around everywhere. It should be good. Then take your Spam, open the bag back up, and just empty the packet into the bag. Again, that's 230 calories going into 380. So right now we're looking at a clean 610. Okay, all the Spam's in there. Close it back up. Let that cook for a bit. And you don't want to add your potatoes too quickly because then your ramen's still going to be crunchy and the potatoes are going to soak up all the water. This pack of potatoes is 440 calories. So 440 and 610, that's 1050 calories, all for under probably about $3. So it's, you know, really good carbs from the potatoes and the ramen, mad protein from the Spam, and
hella sodium.
Lots of sodium. 510 milligrams in this. I think 1.5 grams in the ramen. I'm gonna give this ramen a little pinch just to see. Okay, that looks like it's ready to go. So we're gonna add in our potatoes. Down hatch. And it's gonna be super dry. So I always throw in some more water on top. Just kind of eyeball it. Everyone likes their ramen bomb a different consistency. But you'll figure out what you like soon enough. You give this a little stir here. These instant mashed potatoes are great. They just immediately turn into potatoes. I don't know what kind of science is going on behind that, but it still kind of freaks me out. Tastes great though. And you are left with the gourmet backpacker meal ramen bomb. I like to add a little sauce to it. We're using a little blue top garlic hatch creamy hot sauce. This should be a great success. Hell yeah.
Nice job.